Booyah! What is up, people of YouTube? Welcome to the video that is going to explain to you how I lost 10 pounds in 45 days without starving myself. This would be somewhat of an aggressive cut. I wouldn't recommend them for everyone, but it was a challenge that I wanted to take on to show people that it is very achievable. I'll be showing you the step-by-step process and the 7 key elements that you need to implement because it will make the biggest difference in your weight loss journey. First and foremost, let's talk about how I got myself into this shitty situation because I was fat at one stage. Everyone thinks that dirty bulking is the way forward, and for putting on muscle it can be, but when you have to get that fat off, it is going to be extremely hard. It takes time. You will have to lose more weight than you think. If you think you are whatever 180 pounds now, I gotta lose 10 pounds, trust me, you're going to lose at least 20 to 30 pounds to actually get shredded. So be aware of that. When you are dirty bulking, you are going to put yourself in a shit situation. What I would recommend is to lean bulk. Have certain days where you can have extra calories, like a dirty cheat feed, doesn't matter, whatever, once a week, twice a week, but just keep an eye on your body fat levels and it'll make things so much easier when you do have to come back down and cut to that 6-pack abs shortcut. Bullshit. Now let's break it all down. In step number 1, I just created a little deficit, simple as that, because me coming slowly off my maintenance calories, it allowed me to start monitoring my weight in the mornings and just seeing if I was on the right track. So I didn't want to go down 1,000 calories straight off the bat from an unknown number because it just wouldn't be sustainable. So I just came down slowly and made it easier for myself, and I was less hungry. So again, my recommendation is get your maintenance calories roughly where you think they are and slowly decrease from there, not crashing it. I don't like that method, and then I know we have a shorter time period, but it still will work very well. Number 2 was my steps. I do not like walking. I never did. Until I did this diet. I would get up in the morning 1 hour before everyone else, put on my audiobook or podcast and just walk and get my steps up. And my God, it has changed my life for the better. I still do it to this day, and I probably will do it for the rest of my life. And if I get to a stage where I'm at 7,000 steps at 8 p.m, I have to, for the love of God, have to go out and get my other 3,000. So that is my non-negotiable. If you try and aim for that, you will burn more calories, which will put you into a deficit again, and you can still eat a bit more food. And that is the aim, to keep that satiation and hunger levels up. So yes. Number 3 was my supplement intake. Now, I started taking a lot more protein shakes because it was a good way to keep the hunger off. So if I was hungry and I didn't have my meal for another few hours, protein shake would fill the void until I got to my meal. And it is a good way of getting your protein guidelines up if you're struggling to try and get them. I think I had about 2 shakes at about 20 grams each, just to split it up, and with water, because again, you could use milk if you want, but I just use water just to save some calories, and it was still nice and filled up the stomach. So you don't have to take them. If you can get enough protein from your food, then all the better. There's no big deal with that, but protein shakes are very ideal if you have to use them. Creatine, because it is the GOAT. Anybody that's not taking creatine right now, you must start, because it is just good for overall health and well-being and strength, performance, all that jazz. So take it. And I was taking my multivitamins because in a deficit, you probably are tending to get a bit more sick at certain stages because the body's in a little bit of a shock phase. It doesn't know what's going on because you're kind of starving it in a way. So by taking the multivitamins, it'll help with your overall health and trying to keep you nice and healthy in case you do get sick, because if you don't want to get sick on a diet. It's the worst thing ever. Number 4, and this is a very, very important one. You need to really hone in on your sleep and recovery. Training 4 or 5 days a week is going to be intense. You got to really get that optimization from your training to try and keep as much muscle as possible in the diet. Be focused on trying to get that sleep and recovery. Taking supplements like magnesium glycinate or ashwagandha, stuff like that, there's going to help with you. So green tea, all them kind of things, you can try and take them, see if they work for you. But sleep and recovery, please really take this into account when you're doing a diet. It's so important. Now, number 5, you've got to time this deficit right. Just because I've done mine in 45 days doesn't mean it's going to work for you. If yours goes on for a bit longer, you need to really plan for it, because the longer you do your diet, the more muscle loss is going to happen. It's going to atrophy. It's impossible to keep all that muscle. It is only possible if you're on steroids, you're brand new to working out, or you've got a little bit more body fat on your body, you may be a bit overweight. That is the only ways that you're going to keep that muscle. But overall, in a deficit, you're going to lose muscle. So the longer you do it, you got to really plan for it. If you're going for a longer cut, I'd highly recommend trying to come down as slow as possible. Don't lose too much weight fast. But for me, in that 45 days, I lost 10 pounds. Again, it's not a lot, but it did make a major difference to my physique, and I thought I looked a lot better in the long run, as you could tell me. Maybe not, maybe yes, let me know in the comments. I had to time out my food. I'm a hungry bugger. I eat food. I could eat 10,000 calories in a day easy. That's just me, that's how my body works. Unfortunately, it's a curse. Meal number one was kind of pushed out. I'd have my coffee in the morning, no problem, and then if I got to 10 a.m. and have my breakfast, it would make a big difference because I wouldn't be as hungry then during the day. And it was perfect because I would train midday, 12 o'clock. If I can get my carb source in to fuel my good workout, I would have a lot more benefit from it. So yeah, timing is very important. If you know you have to eat then at 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, it keeps your mind right. It doesn't make you want to go binge eat or just go in for some more snacks. So that is another great one to try and implement. If you can get the timing right, it is going to make your life so much easier. Realistically, for most people, an aggressive mini cut's just not going to work because they tend to slash their calories by major amounts and they end up starving by week 2 and 3. You will probably see some results, but once you come to the end of that diet, you have no idea what to do. You have no plan, no structure to implement afterwards, and you just end up right back up to where you came from. So if you have that structure and plan in place, slowly come down on the calories. Don't go too aggressive. It'll work for you, but in the long run, you're probably better off planning a long-term diet just to make stuff more sustainable for your life. Now, if you want to learn some more things about dieting, just drop me a message, drop me a comment, and I probably will reply to you. I love helping as many people as possible. That is my aim in life, helping the world, because it does return in the long run. Follow my Instagram page. There'll be plenty of information there about what I do for my daily life. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon, whenever that is. I don't know, hopefully tomorrow.